I'm Kenny Brown, CEO and founder of PartnerFleet. Um, we are marketplace platform for partnerships. We've been in business for about 3 years. Paul, pass it over to you.
Sure, I'm Paul Bird. I'm the portal wizard at Magentrix. They call me the portal wizard because I can make Magentrix do some pretty magical things when it comes to managing partner ecosystems. But Magentrix has been around for a long time. We've been around for about 12 years now, and from my background, I spent half my career working in the channel, building channel. Walking the floors at CDW, and then I jumped to the other side of the fence and I went to reselling products like Sun Microsystems, if that starts to date me at all. But seeing the relationship from both sides and then taking all of that exposure, bringing it into a platform like Magentrix, where we really are a platform for full ecosystem management.
Awesome. Yeah. And I know one of the things that I talked to you about a little while ago is, what is PRM? Where does it fit? How do people think about it? And then, how does Magentrix think about it?
Well, I think when people think of PRM, it's this acronym that came up probably in the last 4 or 5 years. They compare it a lot to CRM, and it couldn't be the same thing. It's as far apart as possible because you've got one that's a system of record, and then you have to look at your PRM as basically a gateway to be able to allow your partner ecosystem to interact with data that is specific to them without actually giving them access to your system of record. But I think there's a lot of misconceptions when it comes to these PRM tools. A lot of people think that they're really only for large enterprise, and there may have been a time where that was true, but not anymore. We're seeing people right from literally partner number one throughout the SMB into the mid market as well as enterprise, now having these tools available so they can better optimize and engage with their ecosystem. And another term that's come up that relates to PRM is this concept of ecosystem. And when we think of ecosystems, ecosystems are living and evolving, and you have to treat your PRM as a tool to help your ecosystem really to evolve. And it allows you to communicate, collaborate, engage, and really drive the engagement that you need within that ecosystem by creating a stellar partner experience. So that's really, I think, where PRM is today. And some of the misconceptions about it is that it's not your grandfather's partner portal anymore. This is really a tool for engagement and integration, which we're going to cover today.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. That's part of what, like, that evolving idea of how partnerships, what PRM means, what ecosystem means, is part of where we came from, right? My
Mhm.
background is I ran partnerships on the tech side at a couple companies, and really the key thing we were missing was a tool to enable customers to engage with those partners. And
Mhm.
so that's where the idea of the marketplace came in. I built onto the Salesforce App Exchange at a previous company. I saw the success there. And so that's really what drove me to create Partner Fleet and get it to where it is now and continue wanting to grow it, is the idea that partnerships are no longer a behind the scenes thing. It's something that your customers care about. It's something that needs to be front and center. And to your
Mhm.
point, it's living and breathing. It changes, it updates, and it expands on a regular basis. And your customers care. They want to see that growth because they know it can benefit them. And that's where a marketplace comes in. And there's a lot of people, we call it a marketplace. Some people call it a partner locator. Some people call it just a directory. But there's a lot of value that comes in from all of the data you get from that. And that's why I'm excited about this partnership with you and this integration we're building, because the data we're gathering, tied with what you just described of a PRM, really can create these amazing workflows that drive business in all directions.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that data-driven decision making, we've always had it, but I think we're at a stage of evolution when it comes to that data analysis. We think of the impact of how machine learning and generative AI can look at, significantly larger data sets to drive outcomes. By combining these two platforms together, I think it gives you better insight into not only how partners are engaging with any specific vendor, but then how partners, customers, how your people that is the eventual target that everyone's going after, how they're engaging with your ecosystem through your marketplace. So it's an exciting time, and this integration, it looks pretty slick. So I've showed it to a few people over the last few days, and you're definitely building a fan base, Kenny, with the people looking at how these platforms work together.
That's fantastic. Yeah. And one of the things that, I mean, that's where this came from actually, is from a customer. We had
Mhm.
a company reach out to us and they were evaluating us and they were evaluating Magentrix at the same time. Ultimately, they made the decision to purchase both solutions. We
Mhm.
then went out, scoped the integration, and that's why it exists. And that's one of the things that I love about about being in partnerships and supporting partnerships is it comes from an actual need.
Mhm.
And so that's where this integration came from as well.
Uh,
Um,
I think we're gonna see more of these because if you look at the partner tech stack that's available, you can't be everything to everyone. You need to be able to look at best of breed solutions and then bring them together. And if they have an ease of integration, like between Partner Fleet and Magentrix, I think that the ultimate winner is the partner themselves, because now there's only one place to go to be able to leverage all of these solutions. And I think it increases, their opinion. I think they feel more valued when a vendor has invested in these types of integrations.
Yeah, and that's ultimately the end goal, as you mentioned, is to get to customers, get customers using, get new customers available to your partners, and that's all going to be done by creating a better experience for the partner because
Mhm.
they're going to get what they need out of it. They're going to get additional data, additional insights, and additional workflows. One of the questions I wanted to ask you as we were going into this, I know that Magentrix, you do have a marketplace solution of your own. We are a marketplace solution as well. How do you see where this comes in? I mean, you already touched on it a little bit, but just wanted you to dive a little further into that.
Well, the Magentrix marketplace is it's been in the product for a while. It's not our core focus. Our core focus is based on partner experience, partner enablement, and partner engagement. So we've had the marketplace. We have a number of people using it. It is a well functioning product, but where do we focus our efforts? And that is really on those points that I mentioned. When we look at, comparison of our marketplace versus yours, there are some overlap, some similarity, but I think you bring a different level of presentation that we do not. So we try to stay focused on our core, and this is a great opportunity to integrate with a product that is best of breed.
Awesome. Love to hear it. And what do you think, like, with that in mind, how does the marketplace align with those broader items that you just mentioned, right? Partner engagement, partner enablement, all of that that you're focusing on. And what impact can it make to those partners?
Well, everything starts around partner experience because if you don't have a tailored, genuine experience for each individual partner, you're not going to get the engagement. So, in
Hmm.
this case, when we look at, again, going back to our core focus, um, having this level of integration now provides a one stop shop. Right? They are able to come into the portal. They're able to get all their enablement, all of their engagement content, their certifications, their training, be able to get their incentives taken care of, while at the same time, not only manage their marketplace listing and get their analytics from the marketplace, but then if there is any kind of deal flow that's attached to that, to be able to track those deals directly in Magentrix as well. So that value is one place. You don't have to go to one location to manage your marketplace listing, a separate location to manage your, your partner training and your partner enablement. It's now all under one roof, and that's the real value that's going to start driving the additional partner experience.
Yeah. And one of the things which is not in the demo today, but it's one of the things that we're working on coming up is going beyond that to really join the data from the two systems so that when you've got activity in the marketplace, you can use that as part of the scorecard for how your partner is within Magentrix, or if there's opportunities or leads being created through the marketplace, they can be funneled into Magentrix so that the appropriate actions can be taken, and ultimately pushed back to the CRM and the systems of records for both the customer and their partners.
I think part of the advantage that Magentrix has is while we are now at a point where we are 100% no code, everything is point and click, drag and drop. But our roots are really as a platform. All right. We are a platform as a service, and we have simply gone through, leveraged our own tools to create this 100% no code experience. So when we look at our ability to integrate as a platform, it allows us to easily create APIs that then can push this data into Magentrix, or we can push data into other platforms, other analytical platforms, like if you're
Hmm.
using Tableau or Power BI, or other data visualization tools. We're able to easily establish that connection. It doesn't have to be done by our product team. It can actually be done by any customer on their own. So I think that, when we look at, we've got a great integration now. Can we make it better? Absolutely. And I think we will see that evolve over the coming weeks and months.
Yeah, and one of the areas that I think about a lot is a lot of companies, when they talk partnerships, they think, how do I make new sales out of this? But it
Mhm.
also affects marketing, it affects customer success. And that's where, the marketplace can really come in and help. It is essentially a marketing solution, but also when you've got customers who are co-customers of you and a partner, they can adopt it directly. They don't have to find out through an email. They now have one place to go to identify all the integrations that exist and go turn them on, or find an SI to help them do the next big thing. And I think that's where there's new revenue streams that can be created through this integration between, upsells for the CSM team, because who's showing interest in the partners, and how to reach out to them, when to reach out to them. New revenue streams for marketing, because again,
Mhm.
you can drive this as greenfield to the marketplace and then attribute the results of that through the PRM back into all of the other solutions, through Magentrix into marketing automation, into Salesforce. And now you're really talking about a surround opportunity with your customers and prospects.
For sure, absolutely. What are some of the challenges or pain points do you think that marketplace integration aims to resolve for partners, in addition to these integration pieces that you talk about?
I mean, you covered one of the main pain points that people have today is partner adoption.
Mm,
If it lives somewhere else, having to go log into a different location, remembering a second URL, but living in one portal within Magentrix, one user account, that's one of the major pain points that we're solving with this integration. But the next key one, and really what we're talking about, and I think it's important to everyone on this call and to both of our teams, is how do we help our customers prove ROI?
mm.
And how do we help them prove how much revenue they're generating for the business? How do we help them go to their C-suite and ask for more budget because they know they can do X, Y, and Z when they have that additional budget? This integration brings a lot of these pieces together to be able to generating those reports, getting that information, so that they can have those conversations and be backed by data and not backed by assumptions.
Are there any unique features that Partner Fleets Marketplace brings to the table, that people can leverage within a PRM environment?
Yeah, there's probably the one that I'm most excited about. And if you follow me on LinkedIn, you see me talk about this on a semi-regular basis. And it's that buyer intent idea, or it's the
Mm,
intent activity idea, right? It's you have a marketplace, you now have people coming inbound to your marketplace through SEO,
mm,
through that greenfield marketing that I mentioned, and even from your partners sending them to your marketplace and being able to find them earlier in the journey because they come to the marketplace. We can identify the company that's on there, and then depending on which partners they're looking at, there's actually additional actions to be taken. And that whether that's a net new co-sell opportunity, a referral opportunity, or an upsell opportunity for all of those that are identified on the marketplace. That's one of the biggest things that I'm focused on. But there's all of the long tail benefits of the marketplace as well.
mm,
Historically, a lot of people don't put their technology partners into a PRM.
mm.
It's something that is left in a spreadsheet, might live in Salesforce, but a lot of our customers put them in our system. All of the onboardings in our system. But that means that when the tech partner wants to refer someone or send a lead over, it comes through an email. They don't have
Mhm.
somewhere else to go to do that. And so now creating this reason and this very simple way to have tech partners also in the PRM so they can benefit from the certifications that you mentioned, the training, but the lead registration, the lead passing, and those workflows. I think that's one of the biggest things that our customers are going to get out of this.
It'll be interesting to see how this evolves because we've always had kind of the ability to create a personalized interface for technology partners, but you're right, a lot of people simply don't include them in a PRM. But with Magentrix's new referral capabilities that
Mhm.
basically have cookieless referral links that do first click or last click attribution, and our ability to do AI deal registration, where they can just simply email the PRM, and that email we will extract from that email all of the critical details and register it on behalf of the partner. I think stage two of our relationship will uncover some additional value that we can offer to all of our customers.
Absolutely. And I think that tech partners being included in a PRM is a miss for a lot of companies. It's
Mhm.
something they should be doing. This was my experience at a previous company. We had SIs, we had tech partners, we had agency and affiliate partners. One of my tech partners sent me more business than half of the other partners in the programs that we had, but they were never officially a referral partner. We'd never had an official process. And so it was all Slack or email, maybe a shared like Google sheet. And I think that this is going to help us evolve and turn tech partners into a true channel instead of just being owned by someone else.
Well, for sure. Are there any other insights you can share about the integration when it comes to kind of the diversity? Because you talk about tech partnerships being one of this. Is there additional insights on the scalability that can maybe address different types of people within the ecosystem?
Yeah, I think one of the things that we're working towards solving and that the benefits of this comes in is there's, I'll mention SI partners. Many times SI partners have a practice around whoever that they're working with, but they're not just working with one company, they're working with multiple. So how do you associate those SI partners with you and bundling them with multiple tech partners?
For
Um, you have agencies because your customers care. One of the biggest things that I love to unlock is when your customer comes to you and says, "Hey, can you do this?" You no longer have to say no. You can say, "We don't do that, but we have this partner who can, or this agency who can help you set that up." And now they're coming to use the trusted source. And Marketplace unlocks some of that information and availability as well. And then bringing that in, like I said, to the PRM so that the entire team can get visibility of those actions is really important.
almost a game changing solution. That's fantastic.
Um, I did have one final question, and I think we can jump into the demo unless you have any other questions. But just looking forward, looking into, looking back on what 2023 was, looking forward into 2024, what do you see as upcoming trends in channel partnerships and how that affects what you're doing at Magentrix and why, we've even decided to do these types of integrations together?
Well, I look back at 2023, and I think there were a lot of economic challenges that made people rethink their go to market strategy. I saw a number of partner programs that were either reduced or canceled, which was alarming. Yet at the same time, we
Hmm.
were really getting used to this new generative AI as it's become, publicly available and mainstream. AI has been around for a long time. Machine learning's been around for a long time. Now it's accessible to everyone, and it's at their fingertips on their PCs, on their cell phones. So, this first iteration over the last 12 months we've seen on how people are using this technology has really been quite remarkable. I think that as we look into the future, this is going to be a channel opportunity. I believe that we're going to see, it leveraging these Gen AI technologies to take care of some of the more, daunting manual tasks that can make people a little bit more focused on, the key priorities. As I mentioned earlier, I think the data driven decision making and
Hmm.
analytics is going to accelerate through 2024. And all of this is going to have a direct impact on the tools that you use to manage your partner ecosystem. And when it comes to Magentrix, as I mentioned, we've already done the AI integration for email to deal registration, but now we're looking at what other things can we leverage. Can we use this as essentially as digital labor? Can we start having AI look and assess, of all the opportunities that were closed won, what content was being associated with those opportunities?
Hmm.
Which ones resulted in successful outcomes, which didn't? Now, this as a channel leader or channel marketing lead, I can now focus on this is the path that it appears that my partners are taking to be successful. This is the path that is least successful. So they can decide what direction they want to take. Things like, identifying gaps for training and looking at different ways of being able to engage partners. I think that this will evolve in the PRM. And we're already looking at multiple different ways that we can leverage OpenAI and other, Gen AI technologies to really enhance the partner experience. And again, bring this all into 100% no code because that's the life that we live in today, and this may make additional integrations a lot easier. So, but I remember when we were doing our integration, you had mentioned it was one of the easiest that you had done. So hopefully that will be true for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Touching on the what you mentioned about 2023 and 2024 is that's what we've seen as a major trend, right? Companies
Mhm.
are becoming more efficient, meaning they're lowering headcount, decreasing spend, and they're choosing the areas that they don't know the result from. They may know that, hey, this is valuable, but they can't quantify it. And so they
Mhm.
will actually choose to cut it because they don't know how much they're losing out on. And partnerships is one of those that historically it's been hard to quantify. But at the same time that that happened, we started getting this Gen AI becoming much more mainstream and available to everyone. And so as companies are getting more efficient, they're looking at solutions and looking for solutions that can automate or use AI to make their lives easier so that they can have their people focus on the important things instead of just the things that you have to do. I
Absolutely.
think that's a good call out. We can just jump into the demo now. We've got that. We did pre-record it, so we've got that queued up, and then after that, we'll be opening up for some Q&A.
Today, I'm thrilled to showcase a powerful integration between Magentrix and PartnerFleet that revolutionizes how partners manage to promote their offerings. So let's dive in. First, I'd like to introduce both platforms, Magentrix and PartnerFleet. Magentrix is a leading partner relationship management platform that really enhances the partner experience, there to help drive partner engagement and partner enablement. PartnerFleet is an innovative marketplace platform that enables business to scale their ecosystem by promoting apps, integrations, and services. Together, we're making a partner management platform completely seamless. So let's dive in and have a look at what this looks like. Magentrix is a 100% no-code platform that allows you to easily set up and configure multiple different partner user experiences. In this case, we're going to log in as a partner to be able to see the overall Magentrix user experience. And this includes enablement pieces like being able to share resources, success stories, enablement to be able to put partners through training for certifications, even incentive management through rewards, gamification, as well as MDF and business planning. When it comes to the Magentrix integration with PartnerFleet, we actually have a seamless integration that would allow a partner to log into the portal, manage their listing directly from inside the PRM, and this would allow them to look at any analytics they've had, be able to see the forms they've created, as well as update their listing. And when they're updating their listing directly from inside the PRM, they can add multiple different certification badges, the types of offering for categorization, be able to completely upload
Did we
all of
lose
their
audio?
logos and update their listing within the platform. When they're ready to submit this for approval, they can completely send this in. Nothing gets published until it has been approved, but they can preview their listing. They can open this listing up, see how this will appear once it is approved. Now, once partners go and submit their contact information on the listing, it will show up in the partner's pipeline within Magentrix so they can track this deal further. Again, this allows people to look at their dashboard, be able to see the progress of their listing, be able to view the listings they have within the PartnerFleet marketplace, as well as the analytics being driven from this integration. So this allows for a seamless partner user experience, all from one platform, bringing the power of PartnerFleet to the enablement and experience that Magentrix provide is really a match made in heaven. And again, it's not magic, it is Magentrix.